Now then, how's it going? So, hope everybody's alright. Right, I'm now going to try and have a go at fixing my Aprilia Shiver that I previously broke. So I think, looking around on the internet and such, I think it's the air pressure sensors in the cylinders. It's probably only one. It's probably either the front or the back. Well, it's only got two, obviously. Air pressure sensors on the cylinders blocks themselves. So I'm going to replace both of those. Whilst I'm remember, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, address here, hopefully. Yeah, I'm not going to film the whole thing, I'll just keep it short, but it is a known problem with these bikes that the air pressure sensors, which are probably in there somewhere, do fail, and that's what causes the horrible error message. As always, got my sidekick with me helping out. I'll just show you what it actually does. So there we go, service there, and we've got the red warning light there. So if I actually turn it over, you can see there we've got urgent service. Now that's not good news. It actually ran for longer than it does normally there. But anyways, it's not right. So I think it is the air pressure sensors. So I'm going to have a go at those. I'm not going to film the whole thing, obviously. I'll just film updates and see how we get on. So I've got to the point now whereby fuel tank off, airbox off. These are the actual inlets for the cylinders, here and here. Got a little bit of tissue in there, obviously. I've actually replaced the items. The light isn't great, I'm afraid. These are the items. It's actually like an air pressure sensor in there. So I've replaced both of those. One in there, and one there. So fingers crossed, that should do it. But I'm not entirely sure. I've just put the ignition on and the fault is still showing, but I think that might be a case of actually having to start the engine to get some air pressure and hopefully have it solved. Now, in doing this, in a slight fit of rage, I have broken the airbox mount. Never mind, I'll have a look for another of those. And I managed to shear this assembly for the fuel, the main outlet from the fuel tank, into that one there. I managed to shear that off, so that's a bit of a shame, but I'm sure I should be able to get one of those from a Motor Factors, no probs. So fingers crossed, that's it. Now the job hasn't been actually too difficult, apart from a couple of screws which were an absolute nightmare right in the back, right back there, yeah, there, and one there as well. Now Aprilia really did not make it easy for people to do this job at all. Apart from those couple of screws, it's been really straightforward. To say that I haven't actually done this before and it's the first time I've done it, been pretty good. So all I need now to order a couple of new parts after breaking them, like this one as well. So it's not a quick fix, unfortunately, but I'll get those bits, I'll get them back on, I'll do another little update, and we'll see how we get on. And sorry, I have to say that you've been absolutely useless. You really haven't done a lot, have you? Nance, have you been helping? So fast forward several weeks, and I do mean several weeks. I think it's maybe, excuse me, 6 or 8 weeks even, since I last did the film. I think I might be there, I think. So I've just put on the new airbox surround, which is this piece here, which I had to order due to breaking the last one. I've just put that on. Airbox top goes on there somewhere. Don't know which way around it is, I'll work that out. Just putting some power in the battery as well, just to make sure that's alright. Now, the hardest bit I've had to source has been this, which is the fuel coupling out of the tank. and it actually goes in that one there. So that kind of press fit piece there fits in there, and that has been an absolute nightmare to source. It really has. It doesn't really exist as an Aprilia Shiver part. I ended up getting one as an Aprilia Pegaso part, and I actually found the part number and the availability off a MotoGuzzi forum, so that really has been a nightmare. And then when you do order these parts, they then take 2-3 weeks to arrive, purely because I think they're from Italy as opposed to being held in the UK. So it's a bit of a kind of wake up, is that when buying a bike that is just a little bit more less common, shall I say, that parts availability can be a bit of a nightmare, and they're not cheap. That plastic part there was about 25 quid after delivery, etc. for what is really kind of a £2.99 part. But anyway, that's how it goes. So yeah, it has literally been about 6 or 8 weeks since I last filmed. So anyway, fingers crossed. Get the sensors are on, get the airbox back on there, get everything connected back up, get that piece back in the fuel tank, get the fuel tank connected up. As I said, I'm just putting some juice in the battery. Fingers crossed. I'm crossing fingers. Nancy, are you crossing your fingers? That'll do it. If it doesn't do it, I am actually going to cry. And you don't want to see a grown man cry live on camera. So anyway, I'll put those bits on, and fingers crossed today we'll get a result. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Back again. Right. Everything's fitted. I haven't tightened everything up and fit it properly, but everything in principle is on. Tank's on, airbox is fully connected up. We've got power to the fuel pump there. We have got a splash of fuel, but it is only a splash of fuel, so we'll see how we get on with that. Fuel line is connected up. So this is the moment of truth, it really is. If this doesn't work, as I said, I think I'm going to either cry or wheel it out onto the drive and just set fire to it. I haven't decided which yet. So let's see. Ignition, yeah. So we've still got the error message there and there. I'm just hoping that when we actually try and start the bike that those go, but we'll see. I have no idea whether this is going to work or not. So I might just have to put it down a sec, because I think I might just have to pull the clutch in and start it. Or we'll try it without. All right, here goes. Well, it's certainly running better. It's running all right. It's, it sounds better. I ain't got that horrible kind of jitter, and it sounds to be running fine. I've still got the service issue there, and I've still got the warning light there. Oh, it sounds nice. A little bit hesitant. So far, so good. I wonder if I need to go in and reset that now. There is a code that you can put in and you can reset service issues. So I wonder if that's what I need to do. But it's running better than it was. I mean, before it would have cut out by now. So fingers crossed, it might have done it, Nance. Nance, it might have done it. What do you think of that, eh? It might have done it. So I think what I'll do now, I'll mess about, I'll put the service code in, try and reset that error message, and see how we get on and report back. See you in a bit. Alright, so I've just been in the menu settings, menu system down here, sorry. and I've just reset the error messages and they've gone. I'm absolutely ecstatic. So the warning there that said urgent service, gone, and the warning light that's that one has gone as well. And if I now, there we go, it's running normally without the urgent service message, without the warning light there. It's still a little bit lumpy, but then it hasn't been run for a couple of months, and there's not a lot of fuel in it, and there hasn't been fuel through the system for a while. So I will, I'll get a can and put some proper super unleaded in. But fingers crossed, it seems to have worked, and I'm absolutely ecstatic. So if you're watching this and your bike has had the same issue as mine, and you want any advice, you want to know where to get the parts, anything like that, give me a shout and I'll be more than happy to help. So I hope a few people have found that interesting. Where have we got all that oil from? That's, look at the state of you. So yeah, I hope that's been interesting. Any questions, anything like that, don't hesitate to get in touch. Cheers, see you soon.